Hello dear friends, I am Vishnu Verma and I welcome you in the Chalk study. In the previous video about agriculture sector in India, we recommended that farmers should adopt modern farming techniques. On that basis, we brought a video on modern farming technique like zero budget natural farming. Before we start, if you want to learn about agriculture sector in India, we have a separate video dedicated to it. Please find the link in the description and go through it. In this video, we are going to find out the answers of all these questions like who gave this method, what is zero budget natural farming, what is working principle of it, what are the 4 pillars of zero budget natural farming, what are the other important pillars, what are the challenges in conventional method faced by farmers, what are the benefits of zero budget natural farming, what is Andhra Pradesh model, and finally what is the way forward. So let's get started. Firstly, who gave this method? So Mr. Subhash Palekar, he is the man who gave this method. He is an agricultural scientist from the Vidarbha region of Maharashtra. He received India's 4th highest civilian award Padma Shri in 2016 for his notable work in agriculture. Then, what is zero budget natural farming? Zero budget natural farming is a farming method which believes in the natural growth of crops without adding external fertilizers and pesticides. This movement was started in Karnataka with the collaboration with Karnataka Rajya Raita Sangh. It promotes unprecedented transformation towards sustainable agriculture. Zero budget natural farming doesn't mean that the farmer is going to no cost at all, but it is making farmers very close to zero budget. At present, 5 millions, that means 50 lakhs of farmers are practicing zero budget natural farming in India in various states. Now, what is working principle of zero budget natural farming? Zero budget natural farming works on the principle on which wild plants or trees uses natural resources for their growth by their own without any human intervention. In wild trees or plants, we found sufficient amount of nitrogen, phosphate, potash and even water without any irrigation system, even though there is no use of fertilizer, no pesticide, no vermicompost, no genetically modified seeds, and even no additional chemicals for crop production. Nothing has to be purchased from outside. Next is what are the 4 pillars of this method? It comprises of 4 pillars, that is Jivamrut, Bijamrut, mulching and Vapasha. Sometimes it's called Vashpon. First one is Jivamrut. Jivamrut basically is a fermented microbial solution which provides nutrients to the soil. It also acts as a catalytic agent which promotes the activity of microorganism in the soil, which is very essential for growth of crops. It helps to prevent fungal and bacterial plant diseases. Generally, 200 liters of Jivamrut is very sufficient for 1 acre of land. It increases earthworm activity in the soil, which helps to increase the amount of air and water by breaking organic matter. Earthworm activity in the soil causes physical, chemical and biological changes to the soil profile. For making Jivamrut, we need 200 liters of water, 10 kg of fresh local cow dung, 20 liters of aged local cow urine, 2 kg of jaggery, 2 kg of pulse flour and 2 kg of soil from the vicinity of banyan tree or peepal tree. First of all, mix all the ingredients properly and let the solution fermentate for 48 hours under the shadow. Then apply to the farms directly or through mixing in irrigation water. Apply Jivamrut to the crops twice a month. Second one is Bijamrut. Bijamrut is very effective in protecting young roots from fungus. It protects crops from soil-borne and seed-borne diseases, which are commonly affects plants after the monsoon period. For making Bijamrut, we need local cow dung, which is a very powerful natural fungicide. Local cow urine, strong antibacterial liquid, lime, and soil. First of all, mix all the ingredients and coat the seeds and dry them well. Now we can use them for sowing. Especially for leguminous seeds, just dip them quickly and let them dry. For use, we can add Bijamrut to the seeds of any crops. Third one is mulching. Mulching is of three types: soil mulching, straw mulching, and live mulching. Soil mulching protects topsoil during cultivation and does not destroy it by tilling. It promotes aeration and water retention in the soil. In soil mulching, we should avoid deep plugging. Straw mulching is done by mulching of straw material, that is dried biomass waste of previous crops. We have to provide dry organic material which will decompose and form humus through the activity of the soil. Live mulching is a symbiotic intercrops and mixed crops. It is very essential to develop multi-cropping pattern of monocotyledons and dicotyledons. I want you to understand that the monocotyledons have one seed leaf and dicotyledons have two seed leaves. Fourth one is Vapasha. Mr. Subhash Palekar challenges the idea that plant roots need a lot of water. He counters the over-reliance on irrigation in green revolution farming. According to him, plant roots only need is water vapor. That's why he recommends water vapor condensation for better soil moisture. He encourages reducing irrigation. Now, what are the other important pillars? In these thing, it also have four important principles, that is intercropping, contour and burns, earthworms, and cow dung. Just because of intercropping, zero budget natural farming gets its name zero budget. The Crops and Trees Association work well for South Asian context. Crops took 98% of nutrients from water, wind, and sunlight in the process of photosynthesis, which is the food making process of a plant. Contours and burns preserve rainwater and reduces reliance on artificial irrigation. It promotes maximum efficacy for different crops. In this method, local species of earthworm are encouraged naturally rather than use of vermicompost. The revival of local deep soil earthworm through increased organic material is most recommended in this method. We all know that earthworms are farmers' best friend because they work in the soil 24/7/365. Excretion of earthworm is considered as the best fertilizer. In this method, cow dung should be used only of desi cow or humped cow because it has highest concentration of microorganism as compared to European cow breeds. Zero budget natural farming is mainly centered on the Indian desi cow, which has been a part of Indian rural life historically. Cow dung from one local desi cow is good enough for 30 acre of land because they gives on an average of 11 kg of cow dung per day and 2 liters of cow urine per day. In the Indian mythology, cow dung is considered as the form of Lakshmi and cow urine considered as a form of Dhanvantri. We know that collection of cow urine is a very difficult task, but for that we can make concrete floor with drainage system. Now I'll see the challenges faced by farmers in conventional method. In conventional method, investment price is very high as compared to yield. We increase the use of chemicals for increasing yield, which lead to land degradation. By using chemicals, we can achieve instant growth but less healthy plants. Chemical agriculture is a disaster for the farmers, for the consumers, and for the farm workers also. It is a biggest disaster for environment as well as for our future generations. Now we'll see what are the benefits of zero budget natural farming. In this method, investment cost is near to zero as no fertilizers and pesticides are used. This method improves fertility and quality of soil by using natural resources, which lead to higher yield with zero investment. Soil pollution and water pollution can be avoided. In this method, production of crops rise to 2 to 3 times. This method is eco-friendly as we are not using any kind of chemicals which result in the reduction of soil erosion. Only with this method we can increase farmers' income to 2 to 3 times, which will make our farmers debt free, and eventually we can avoid farmer suicide. Besides all, eating organic food is a sense of pride and patriotism. Now, what is Andhra Pradesh model? In this model, pilot program was initiated in 2015 with 5 lakhs of farmers. This program is to be implemented in every panchayat of Andhra Pradesh by 2022. Andhra Pradesh want to become 100% chemical free agriculture state by 2024. In this model, government support was very important in educating farmers and establishment of communication between farmers to farmers. Simultaneously, training of tenant farmers and day laborers was conducted by state. This encourages public participation. Funding for this model came from Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana and Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. There is allocation of nearly 687 crore for organic and natural farming in the union budget of 2020. Apart from Andhra Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala and Meghalaya are also practicing this method. Here we proud to tell you that Sikkim is already 100% organic state. Lastly, what is the way forward? In this context, we firmly believe that agriculture budget should be increased by government. Price of agriculture goods can be decided by farmers or their organizations. Farmers' education program should be initiated by government. We should try to establish direct connection of farmers with consumers. We should make farmers familiar with the latest farming practices. We will have to promote Jaivik Kheti portal launched by government for online marketing of organic agriculture goods with even tagging. Programs like Unnat Bharat Mission can be initiated. On this note, we will wrap up this video. If you have any question, you can mail us or post your question in the comment box. You can make a suggestion about the topic of next video. As soon as possible, we'll upload that the depth analysis of the desirable topic made by viewers. Thank you for being with us. Stay motivated, stay safe. God bless you all.